welcome back, boys and girls, to another first reaction with the captain. How is everybody today? I hope you're well. 10 of you here, 12 likes, that's amazing. Hit that like button if you haven't. Yeah, I don't want to do an update now, iPad. Thank you, though. It means a lot to ask, but all right. How is everybody? Oh, I should probably start the field curves. There we go. All right. So, how is everybody today? Hope, as I said, hope you're all well. And we've got a finale to talk about. Not only a season finale, but a series finale. And that is the last episode of Lower Decks, Season 5, Episode 10, The New Next Generation. What a fantastic finale. Not just for a season, but for a series. Probably one of the best series finales in all of Trek. Come on. Eh. Sorry, dogs. You understand. All right. Mark Lawrence throws in $10. I'm sad that it's over, but man, was that a great ride. Lower decks, lower decks, lower decks. It got all sovereignty there for a bit. It did, yes. I guess we're looking at that. But thank you very much for the super chat, Mark. Much appreciated. It's going to be fun to talk about this episode. They either really love Trekyards or really hate us because we've got a lot of ships to look at, and that's fine. And one of my favorite things right off the hop that they did proved what I've been saying for years. The Discoverse is an alternate quantum reality. Chef's kiss of brilliance. So, I really liked today's episode. So sad it's the last one. Indeed, indeed. Just Roberto, how would you rank this one amongst all Trek series finales? I think it's up there. Oh, it's absolutely up there. I don't know. I'd have to really think about that and come back with you on that one. But yeah, it's definitely up there. So that was wibbly wobbly. I'm already going to miss this show. I agree. Rick says, I fell in love when I saw the Cerritos Sovereign class. Yeah, Sovereign class Cerritos was cool. Even the engines. I liked the Freedom class, actually, the single nacelle version. And I loved, again, they're kind of showing their love for Trekyards. Like, how does a single nacelle ship even go to warp? Well, actually, it's easy. Yes. Fuck yes. Please let me know that single nacelle designs are a thing. Yeah, that was great. Everybody got something to do. Rutherford had a nice change up at the end. Mariner's more adult. Freeman gets something to do. Starbase 80 gets kind of justified and becomes now one of the most important posts in Starfleet or stations. A quantum reality portal. Come on. That is epic. They've put Star Trek Online in a good position to be able to do so many stories now. I think it's fantastic. Captain Ransom. I mean, that's fucking awesome. Provisional first officers, joint first officers was a little odd, but oh man, just so much. New Klingon ship design, got Oberth, Miranda style. We got the Freedom class, as I said. Yeah, there's so much good stuff. So much good stuff going on. It was just fantastic. I think it's the best, but maybe because it's fresh in my mind. I mean, just thinking here, like it is really fantastic. No legacies in this one. I mean, they were there, but they didn't have speaking lines. Didn't introduce any new ones, which was okay with me. Why is this doing its thing here? Hold on, I'll be right with you guys. All right. Anyway, that ending definitely got all sovereignty class or sovereign class. Hate to see it over. It's been off. Movie. I love either or both. Hate to see it over. It's been off. Don't know what you mean. Yeah, I mean the Enterprise was at the end. I wish there would have been a little Captain Worf thing or something. Would have been great. Apparently, we're the only ones that can save the frickin' universe today. It was great. I mean, can't just send us the Enterprise. What about the Enterprise? Can't it do it? It was it was hilarious. Um, I also wish that the two Boimlers had a bit of a chance to talk to each other. But small little things I wish they would have included, like Riker and Worf, maybe at the end, just at the bar having a long conversation would have been nice. Um, I don't think it needed it necessarily. Like it was a true lower decks finale. Definitely focused on them and their ship, and even the love for the Cerritos. Like the Cerritos is perfect for this. This is what Cali classes were designed for. We can jury rig it. We can do whatever we need to do. They're designed to do a whole bunch of cool stuff. It was great. Rutherford falling out of love with the Cerritos and then falling back in love with the Cerritos. Um, Tendi and T'Lyn being science besties. Uh, it's just cool that they have a quantum reality portal now that's always open. So endless possibilities for the future. Also, did our boy McMahon retcon Disco Klingons into another whole damn universe? I've been saying that's the Disco verse all along. So yes, he just did what made sense and is the facts. So yes, absolutely he did. I meant to say a spin-off for a movie. Oh, a spin-off would be great. I don't think they'll necessarily do that. I mean, they could. I would hope they would actually. But a movie, yeah, I would love to see a streaming movie for this in a few years. Why is this doing its thing like the way it is? And yeah, the Disco era Klingons were never prime timeline. I've been saying that for years. Finally, get justified, vindicated. Landian says I was right. The Enterprise E showed up in the finale. You were right, but it didn't play any kind of major any part really. Not a bad account. $2. When will we see a good, serious Trek series? I don't know. The Disco Klingons were hilarious. Yes. Also, Shaxx got the ISS Cerritos and I couldn't use it. Yes. So many great weapons. Beep, 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 boop. Weapons offline. The ISS Cerritos having sovereign nacelles was a nice callback to the season 1 finale. Yeah. I don't make it. It's got to. They had to get a refit or get it fixed, and it's like I don't want it looking all sovereign-y. For a moment, I thought we would see a live-action version of the Cerritos in the wave scenes. Yeah, Rick. Sam actually said the same thing. I didn't think about that, but yeah, that would have been great, and they could have definitely pulled that off. It seems like something. It feels like something that they would do. Sadly, we didn't get it, but I'm not complaining at all, really. So. How about when the Klingon ship transforms into the Klingon ship from Disco? Yeah, it was awesome. Just proves that it's another quantum reality, the Disco stuff. Terrence Childs, there's an Excelsior class in this episode, isn't there? No, I don't think so. So many legacy characters that all were from the last episode, yeah. And Oberth, Cerritos, yes. Just finished pretty good, says BJ. Yeah, I saw your comment, Brian, and I did say about the spin-off of the movie would be great. BJ just finished Engage the Core. No, we're not using a workout joke. Oh, I like it. It's staying. I think Branson will be a good captain, honestly. Starbase 80 is probably going to get some upgrades and some repairs now that Admiral Freeman is there as well as Captain Freeman. But yeah, and I love that they showed the station being moved and it had a force field around it. That's great. So, oh man, there's so much cool stuff in this one. It had me smiling the entire time, even though it was sad that it was the last episode. So, and I loved seeing the runtime of like, what was it, 32 minutes, 31:55 or something like that. So a definite couple extra minutes tacked on, which I think worked out beautifully. Yeah, it was fun. It was fun. Mark Lawrence, $5. Engage the Core will be my workout shirt for the gym at STLV. Yes. Yes. Although I was hoping for a Sliders reference with his engage warp command. Phoenix says, oddly, a Star Trek version of Sliders would be budget effective as they only have to just change uniforms or use period sets to save money. BJ, Disco Klingons and ships looked better in animation. The Klingons, not so much, but the ship looked fantastic. Ryan Hill, I think there was a Miranda and a Soyuz right next to each other at one point. So Freeman ended up at Starbase 80 after all. Yes, she did indeed. But that's, like I said, it's one of the most important star bases in the Federation now because this quantum reality portal needs to be protected. They're going to be exploring it, exploring different quantum realities. It's a shame there's no more seasons. But yeah. My takeaway with the Klingons being hit with the waves is that they were being replaced with their counterparts from the past, like the sail ship or the proto-Klingons. No, not at all. It's just other realities where Klingons, like the sail barge, they never got past that stage. I don't think it doesn't have anything to do with time travel, but we know that there is time travel involved with quantum realities because T'Pol is not as old as she should be. There's like Lily Sloan. So all of the way my takeaway from it is each quantum reality, they explained it last week, was like a bubble bath, all the little bubbles touching. Some bubbles are small, some bubbles are big. You can assume that time moves differently in each of them. So whenever you go to a new one, you're in a different era of their evolution, if you will. Maybe time running at different speeds. We know there's a universe where there's a super small little Miranda class from the one episode from a micro universe. So there's lots of different universes. No, it wasn't their past. It was verifying that it's quantum reality, which is fucking awesome. It seemed like the Cerritos became like 10 ships in a few seconds. Oh, it did. Not 10 ships, but a few. Ryan Hill on Starbase 80 was pulled with the help of a number of Cali-class ships. Absolutely, that's what their job is. BJ, $5. You go to battle with the starship you have, not the starship you'd rather have. Like when they get the Sovereign, she's like, fine, I'll take it. She wasn't happy about that. BJ, movies be the way to go. If they're willing to do a straight to streaming Section 31 film, why not Lower Decks? Well, absolutely. I think they will within the next few years have a straight to streaming Lower Decks movie. I would almost guarantee it. or maybe even a mini series. I would definitely be down for more seasons on Netflix, as would I. It'd be nice to have every year or two a Lower Decks film on Paramount Plus. Absolutely, yes, I totally agree with that. And it would be easy enough to do. I think it's something that they probably want to do because apparently Lower Decks is well loved by everybody, even Kurtzman. Saw an interview with Mike McMahon and Jack Quaid and Tawny Newsome and um, like the main cast. And it was said that, yeah, everybody, Alex Kurtzman loves our show. I don't know how true that is. That could just be towing the line. But um, why was it canceled then? Well, the 5 seasons of streaming shows is kind of like, ooh, I don't know. I don't know the answer. But yeah, I hope that there's some love for Lower Decks over there and that they are actually, they got to know that the fans love this. That they have to know that. So I don't know what to tell you. Different realities at different time periods. The Klingon ship joke was literally LOL. There could be wouldn't be surprised if they just go along and say the Xenogorn are also just alternate reality. That's fine too. Matt Boardman, sad day that Lower Decks is over. Yeah, but a fantastic episode, Matt. Good to see you. I'm glad you're here. Tim Rose, it is a good day to die, but it wasn't. In fact, brother, it is not a good day to die. Darth Maul. So why not continue the series? Why it ended after 5 years? It had life for 2 more seasons. Easily, Darth Maul. I don't know. I don't know. I'm just telling you what was said in an interview, and I don't necessarily believe it. That's just what was said and what was stated. So we're gonna go with that. I don't know. I think it's more a lot of political stuff, a lot of financial stuff. I don't know the reason. Personally, I think just Kurtzman is an idiot, and anything that's popular that he didn't have a hand in, and this is stupid business sense, I know, but get rid of it. Prodigy, everybody loved it. Well, people that watched it, get rid of it. Lower Decks, oh, people are enjoying that. Let's cut that right off. Yeah, okay, good. Hey, I got an idea. Let's make a Starfleet Academy show. That's my idea. It's my idea right there. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. I don't want to bash Kurtzman because. But I don't know. I don't know. I don't know why it's only 5 seasons. It's disappointing. It's sad. It's depressing. It's anger-inducing. Let's be honest. But it is what it is, and we have to deal with it. So I don't know. And I'm sorry for my dogs. Or just the whole disco timeline is just going to go on separately, so it gives it a chance for a new TOS reboot series with Stranger World characters. With no, fuck off, fuck, just stop, talk. No, we don't need the disco shit to continue. Strange New Worlds took the disco stuff, made it better, and actually not made it watchable at least. So let's continue that. That's fine, but it's clearly an alternate reality. There's different. I've been saying that since day one. It's the Discoverse, and that's perfectly fine. There's nothing wrong with having your own universe. I mean, that's pretty awesome. I'd like my own universe. I live in it in my head every day. But yeah, no, we don't need a TOS after Strange New Worlds. You don't need to redo TOS. You don't need to make a new TOS. How about no? Thanks. Yeah, moving on. Darth Maul, the Kurtzman, and Kurtzman wants a live-action comedy series, which would cost more. Yeah, I don't know, man. Joseph, can we start another fan letter writing campaign? Can we hound Mike McMahon for more? I don't know. Maybe. Go for it. I don't think it would work. It's a different landscape these days than it was back then. I mean, I have seen petitions going around about a number of things over the years that you sign and nothing ever comes of it. it's one of those silly things. I don't think it really matters if you sign a petition like that anymore. You can't flood the offices of Paramount with these letters or emails, because I mean, emails is a different situation. You know, there's not bags of mail coming in. I don't know. I don't know. If you want more lower decks, hound people for more lower decks, I guess is the answer. I don't know. I can't believe we've been through 5 seasons. I know, right? Seems like just yesterday we were like, what is this animated Star Trek series going to be about? How is that going to play? How is that going to work? And here we are, how many years later, going, I'm going to miss that show. That was damn great. It doesn't seem that long ago. It really doesn't. Ryan Hill, the merger may complicate things too. Don't know. I don't know. Schrodinger's field makes more sense as everything disco now is and isn't canon. Yeah, sure. I'm done talking about the disco stuff. It was great to see it. And then it's fine now. We don't need to talk about that constantly during this live. There's so much more to talk about than that, Phoenix. So. I love the final. I can mean finale, Kevin. Finale has an E on the end. Wish they could have another few seasons. Absolutely. I also wish that, but here we are. Remember, because people demanded Star Trek to keep coming back, we got everything produced by Kurtzman. It's kind of, yeah. Joseph Barbado. I just wish the fandom had more of a voice in these types of decisions. All of us here, I'm sure, want more. Oh yeah, absolutely. I also wish we had more of a vote in things like this as well. But unfortunately, with the way the studios are run and the way the producers and executives do things, I don't know, the landscape. It makes no sense to me, the decisions that are made. You would think in this day and age we'd have more of a say, showing metrics of. But the problem is, as many of the people that love Lower Decks that want it to remain and watched Prodigy and loved that as well, unfortunately, those numbers are very much shackled by the fact that a lot of people won't watch animation. Oh, that's an animated show. I'm not going to watch that. I'm not going to enjoy that. Why would I watch an animated show? That's for kids. So unfortunately, you got that mindset, which also skews the numbers a little bit, because you don't actually get the full viewership it could have. And I'm sure a lot of these people in the years to come will go back and watch it and go, holy shit, this is really good. Why didn't I watch this at the time? I don't think it would have made a difference in the grand scheme of things to keeping the show on the air, but I know so many people that love Star Trek but will not watch Prodigy or Lower Decks because it's animated. And it makes my head feel like it's about to explode. Like I just don't understand. Even after I've told you as a friend how good it is, how in keeping with canon it is, what good solid Star Trek storytelling there is. Nobody, nobody, but a lot of people can't get past it's an animated series. I don't watch animated series. I'm not a kid. Which I don't understand that mindset. I will always remember the Lower Decks episode with a character in the Pike chair saying "no, no, no," who looked like Alex Kurtzman. Yes, yeah, that was on the one starbase where the Gorn was selling kebabs. Yeah, and there was a guy in the beginning of this one where Mariner like screams at him about the avocado, and he was wearing glasses. I don't know if that was supposed to be Mike McMahon. If it wasn't a good likeness of Mike McMahon, but it was obviously supposed to be somebody. So. Let's see. It was nice to see the Parliament and Luna classes again. Absolutely, yeah. STLV 2019 announcement still doesn't seem that long ago. Absolutely not, Mark. We were there for that too. You know, you were there. Smart Smears. It was a really good finale. Only problem in every other finale and every other episode 9 is better in my opinion. Just such a high bar to clear, my opinion. Gotcha. It's a episode 9 was a different kind of good because of all the legacies. This one, I'm glad they didn't rely on any of the legacies or even have any, really, because yes, they were there at the end. They didn't say anything, but I'm glad it was the lower decks crew, the team. They got their chance to shine and have a fucking finale, which Enterprise didn't, because their thunder was kind of stolen by the fact that it was Riker and Troy show. So they're both fantastic for different reasons. I can't say one's better than the other, but as a series finale goes, this one was firing on all cylinders and definitely gave the crew their chance to shine and have their own send-off. Trek or not, could they be pulling a trick? And Star Trek Lower Decks is ending, but the Star Trek, the new Next Generation is coming. Wishful thinking. That would be great. Maybe they are. Let's be optimistic, and yeah, we'll get an announcement that in 2027 we're getting a new animated show with the same characters. Star Trek, the new Next Generation. That would be great. I somehow doubt it, but I love your enthusiasm, Trek or not. Picard maneuver. The call out about the engineering hull not being attached to the rest of the ship and tending single nacelle nerd rant had me laughing so hard. Absolutely. Darth Maul. Prodigy may appear to be for kids, but it was very adult and treated those kids as adults. 100%. The storytelling in Prodigy is so well crafted and so well done. It does not come off as a kids show. So yeah, they're just, all the people that won't watch it are just missing out. It's as simple as that. My parents are like that. They won't watch something animated. Don't understand. The Rick and Morty style of the design didn't do Lower Decks any favors, even though it's excellent. Sure, I mean, some people are just opposed to that certain style of animation. I get it, but Matt Borman, let's be honest, they're missing out on some great Trek. Some of the best Trek. Some of the absolute best Trek in recent years, yes. Why is this repeating? Oh my god, I hate the algorithm for YouTube's repeat and shuffle playlists is absolute bullshit because it doesn't fucking work. Just want to put that out there. Okay, can you guys stop snoring, please? Smart Smears. I see so many people online saying, I wish we had a show that was doing this and just describing Lower Decks and Prodigy. The lack of interest in animation from fans has done legitimate damage to the franchise. Yes, 1,000%. We're doing our part here on Trekyards by reviewing them all, putting out content about them all, making sure that we talk to the creators of them if we can, getting that stuff out there, because I know for a fact that a lot of these people are going to revisit this in a number of years, realize how good it is, go back and rewatch our reviews and go, why didn't I watch this at the time? Whether they go to a friend's place and the last part of an episode is on, they catch it and they enjoy it, I don't know, but they're missing out. And I don't understand that closed-mindedness of not being able to watch animation. I just don't get it. Yep. What's that happening to Enterprise? At first, a lot of the fan base didn't like it, and years later, they were like, "Oh wow, this was good," and I was one of them. I enjoyed Enterprise for a time, then I kind of got bored of it, and they messed up some canon things that were part of the established kind of, well, at least novel-wise beta canon. Anyway, messed some of that shit up, and it kind of annoyed me at the time. Then they brought the Xindi in, and I totally zoned out of season 3 of Enterprise. Didn't watch a lot of them. Season 4 came on, realized it was the final season, started watching it, and that was kind of firing them more on the right cylinders for me. They kind of got their canon stuff in check a little bit. And then I went back years later and watched all of Enterprise, and season 3 is fantastic. Well written, well done, awesome serialized storytelling. Let's be honest. My biggest thing was, why bring in the Zindi, a species that has 5 different races in it? You know, the arboreals, the avians, the aquatics, the reptilian. You know, why do that when in Starfleet battles years ago you had the Interstellar Concordium, which were the exact same thing? It's so they don't have to pay rights. But shit like that just annoyed me to no end. So yeah, I'm one of those people that went back and said, "This is Enterprise is good. I miss this. I miss this, and it's gone now." So I kind of get it, but Joseph Barbato, yeah, I definitely don't understand the aversion to animation. Both the animated shows are more Trek than most of New Trek. Yeah. Lower Decks and Prodigy, a cartoon or an animated series? Which one do they go by? Animated series. Fleet Pa is here with $5. Because they're dumb, and I say that about my own father too. Have no fear, Fleet Pa is here. McMahon and company need another Trek show. Same with Wolfkey. Yeah, 100%. Phoenix. Oddly enough, Patrick Stewart, who loved mature animation, didn't guest star in one episode of Lower Decks, which is shocking, but he's also Chief, I can't remember his name now, from American Dad. So he does do like voiceover work. And there's an episode where his character's like, a reference was made about holodecks, like in Star Trek, and he's like, "Oh, well, back in the '90s, I was out getting laid instead of being a lame Star Trek fan," whatever the quote was, which is hilarious. So yeah, I'm kind of surprised he didn't come on Lower Decks, but he's a big get. He's costs a lot, so. Kevin Scott, I haven't seen Prodigy, but maybe I should give. Oh, you absolutely should watch Prodigy. You should go watch Prodigy and then come back and let me know what you thought of it, because a lot of people have taken the recommendation from us to watch Prodigy and absolutely thanked us for it. So you just got to get by the first 3, maybe 4 episodes. They feel kind of Star Warsy, kind of like Star Wars Clone Wars. Then it gets really Trek, and it's really good. Classic for real, $2. Pug time. Yes. Tamanik, glad it was longer than normal. Yeah. Phoenix, way damn better than the Enterprise finale. Absolutely. Feels like they pitched 2 different shows with the ending. Number 1, Starbase 80, which would be similar to DS9, continuing voyages of the Cerritos. Smart Smears, I think Lower Decks had pressure to not have any big cameos because people were hyper aware of the Enterprise finale and they didn't want to repeat it. He's not talking about the finale. Like, the guests start coming to the finale. That's why they steered clear of that. But I mean, Lower Decks has had many of the legacy characters come back. So I think you misunderstood them there, Smart Smears. Redneck, it was I'm not very wild about the finale. The Klingon story just tacked on. Rutherford's sudden dislike of the Cerritos, a 1-minute resolution to Boimler's identity crisis, just wasn't thrilled. That sucks. Sorry you feel that way. Smart Smears, also that spin-off. What spin-off would you prefer? Middle Deck spin-off, an Axamander spin-off, or Starbase 80 spin-off? Starbase 80 is the most appealing to me. Yeah, Starbase 80, 100%. Mark Lawrence, did the ISS Cerritos have a weapons pod over the engineering section as well? I haven't been able to go back. It's a pod. It doesn't look like a weapons pod. We've already filmed a video on it, which you'll see this weekend. There's no real detail, and no, it doesn't look like a weapons pod. There are definitely more weapon emplacements on the ship, but the pod's not one of them, so I don't even know why it's there. Phoenix says, I didn't realize after the title was the new Next Generation. Didn't realize after the title was the new Next Generation. And I thought the very end would have been another generation of Lower Decks on the Cerritos years later. Classic for real, $2. Vid idea. You and Sam pitch your own Trek tune, $2 to fund it. No. Thank you, though. I suppose they explain why they kept Starbase 80. It was maintained as an old system just in case for situations where new starbases are vulnerable. Yes. Matt says, I feel we need some Captain Foley Prodigy watch party. Maybe at some point, yeah. Redneck says, you bring in all these guest stars for episode 9, then do nothing with the next episode. It should have been an hour long. Sure. Classic for real. God, that took longer than it should have to be a cheapskate and fit all that into a $2 super chat. Love the last episode. Wish for a spinoff. Screenshots for this series have been great. Oh, yeah. The DS9 syndrome haters at the time then became a fave later. Yep. Also, I expected them to bring back Starbase 80 and the Klingons for the finale because of those 2 random episodes not fitting in otherwise. Oh, okay. Classic for real. I've seen every episode of Enterprise at least 3 times, and I can assure you, to this day, I still find season 2 and even parts of season 3 boring as fuck. Okay. By parts of season 3, I very specifically mean the episode where they get stuck in the Wild West planet. Okay. Lower Decks really does need more seasons. Skydance, play green light, more seasons of Lower Decks. Phoenix, the Zindi are just the Dominion War, and I zoned out from it from the time myself. Darth Maul, I enjoyed Enterprise all the way through at the time. It had its bumps here and there. I call it Enterprise and not Star Trek Enterprise because the true trekking starts in Star Trek. Cool, yeah. Labyrinth Daedalus, Enterprise's issue was time. It had the same issue with TNG that fans did not like until it grew on them. So far, the best Star Trek one are the animated ones. Yeah, new ones anyway. Joseph Roberto, yeah, I'm still telling one of my coworkers he had to watch Enterprise, but he just won't. Yeah, some people are like that, and it's really frustrating, but they're missing out. Marco, but also Cap, you being annoyed at the time was understandable. They did change some of the canon. Yeah, they did, and it was kind of my established canon because I had been playing Starfleet Battles, and that has the history of all the races in it. When you play it, I've had all this canon. Well, I thought canon Trek in my head. With all the books that had been released, the Worlds of the Federation, that kind of stuff. And then they come along and just kind of shit all over it. And it's like, okay, well, here we go. It annoyed me. Matt Boardman, I think some of the TPTB, don't know what that means, don't consider the animation too much either. And that's how they got left alone to tell good stories, kind of like DS9. Oh, so the people in charge don't like animation either. So that's why these ones got left alone. And Prodigy and Lower Decks are the best of the Trek because they're handled by people that absolutely love and know their Trek and are not getting executive interference. Yeah, that makes sense, actually. Redneck Rutherford's storyline basically ended with season 3. He was mostly a bit player from then on. Their obsession with the Orions got old. I don't disagree. I like Prodigy, but the problem is I don't have Netflix and I don't want yet another damn subscription. Then buy it on Blu-ray. I stopped watching Prodigy after the first 4 episodes felt too weird. Maybe I should revisit the show. Absolutely. The first 4 episodes don't do it justice. Trust me. Just get fucking past. Get to episode 10. Get to episode 10, halfway through the first season, and you'll be hooked. Smart Smears. I think the writers have said that Netflix is still taking into account ratings until the end of the year to renew the show. So yeah, watch Prodigy. I should rewatch too. Yeah, absolutely. Dustin D. Shifting Cerritos cool, especially the single nacelle Cerritos and the Sovereign Cerritos and the OG Cerritos. Yes, all the above. I like the single nacelle Freedom class one. That was cool. Darth Maul, the episode of Prodigy that won me over was the episode where Rock Talk got her most growth, left in the time pocket where it moves slow. Yes, time amok. Can't wait for the breakdown of all the ships from Trek. Don't worry, you'll get it. Classic for real. I vote for Starbase 80 spinoff because Starbase 80 had the hottest cartoon chicks in it, and I'm a big anime weeb. That means anime geek. Super into anime girls. Okay. Joseph Barbado, I'd have to sit down and really think about my top Trek series finales, but I think my rough list would be Lower Decks, Voyager, Picard, TNG, DS9, Disco, and Enterprise. Huh. Classic for real. Oh, Stuart, I get notification that the blue bricks I bought you has shipped. Oh, well, thank you. You didn't have to buy me one, but thank you. That's awesome. Captain Jack Ransom. Yeah. Captain Jack was good. Trek or not, these buggers really need to give us an Elite Force 3. Yes, 1,000% yes. Oh, I see. I forgot Prodigy in my list. Probably put it between Picard and TNG. The powers that be. Okay, gotcha. Thank you. BJ, $2. Enterprise skipped over Romulan War. Big disappointment. Yes. They were getting there. If they had more seasons than 4, they probably would have got there. Matt Boardman, Enterprise didn't skip over. It didn't get a chance to get in. Yeah, exactly. They would have done it if they had gone 7 seasons. Yeah, I'm sure they would have. Mr. Captain, that was a good episode. A hard left from last week. Not where I thought it would go, but still a good episode. Absolutely. Matt Boardman, plan was to address the Romulan War in season 5. Indeed. They set it up with Minefield, which was the season 4 episode, I believe. Literally just bought Prodigy on Blu-ray, literally right now, literally because you just told me to. Okay. Prodigy season 1, there's 2 Blu-rays. There's episodes 1 through 10, and there's episodes 10 through 20 on 2 different Blu-rays. Season 2 of Prodigy is on one. You only have to buy one. So just letting you know. Yes, but they should have done that instead of Xindi, or make Xindi part of Romulan War. Puppet Masters. Yes, they should have focused on the Romulan War other than the Xindis. Absolutely, 100% yes. 100% agree with you. There should have been a new ensign join the crew. Also, that should have been told by a senior staffer. The Captain Ransom is totally cool with being called Captain Jack. Donnie gives it a 10 out of 10 for the series finale and for the final season, yet 9.75 out of 10 for the entire 5-season run of Lower Decks. Okay, well, there you go. If you want our rankings, tune in tomorrow at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time where we talk about this episode with you guys. Classic for real, $2. I should have made my buying Prodigy Blu-ray a super. Thank you, Classic for real. 62 of you here, by the way. 37 likes. That is great. Let's try to get those likes up to 60, though. Hit like if you're just tuning in and haven't hit it yet, and comment. Let me know what you guys think. Even though the Xindi were fun, in my opinion, they were, but they should have been the Interstellar Concordium. Classic for real. I thought the Prodigy season 2 Blu-ray because I bought the season. Oh my god, Prodigy season 2 Blu-ray because I had already seen all 20 episodes of season 1 back when I was bumming my parents' Netflix account. Cool. Kevin Scott, the Ready Room was so awesome after the finale, especially all them saying lower decks, lower decks. I haven't watched the Ready Room, so. Eric, I felt bad that Rutherford never got to focus. Got a lot of focus after his season 3 arc. He was my favorite character, so the not being in love with the ship felt jarring. Yeah, it did kind of come out of left field. I love how they last time on and they established that, I'm having trouble connecting to this old door, which was like season or episode 3 or 4 of this season. That's not really an arc. That's a slight reference and mention, right? More like Captain Jacked. Mark, you should be writing for them. That's good. Mr. Captain, it was good that Mariner lit her bed on fire at the end. Was it, though? Marco, this episode is one of the better finales of Trek. Well, absolutely, hands down. Dustin D, Starbase 80 is not totally. Starbase 80 is not totally has a useful job. Starbase 80 now has a useful job. Is that what you mean? Mr. Captain says, like how they showed the disco Klingons at the beginning, Discoverse confirmed in canon. It is, but it's also a different quantum reality. So they confirmed that this Discoverse is, in fact, not prime timeline. So thank you. But we're done talking about that. I don't want to keep harping on that. That was all that was talked about at the beginning of this live, and I'm kind of sick of it. So, Mark Lawrence and Will Wheaton forgot he did play alternate universe versions of himself. Forgot he did? Like he was in yesterday's Enterprise. He was in. Really? He forgot that? Dustin D. It was not Rutgers, not like Cerrito, but the implant getting older. I do like Starbase 80's new important job. Yes. To paraphrase Green Mighty Morphin Power Ranger Tommy Oliver in my own way, it was great watching Star Trek Lower Decks. It'll always be with me. Mark Lawrence says, yep, he forgot. So Will Wheaton forgot that he played alternate versions of us. Like, that'd be a pretty important callback. Like, you're off the show, you get called back to go in for a day of filming with a new uniform, different bridge, because they modified the bridge as well. And he forgot that happened? Wow. Give back, like, turn in your nerd card, Will Wheaton. What the hell? That's friggin' embarrassing. A new Starbase 80 show can be something like a new version of DS9, but probably will have more of a comedy element. Yeah, if they do it. It would be great if they did. I don't think they will, but Becca should have said, "This is the day," as she jumped over the tactical console. Tamanuk, I would have liked to have more info in one of the episodes about how the Cerritos is so flexible compared to other ships. Wasn't really featured in any episode that I can remember. It's been mentioned a few times over the course of the show that it's a science vessel. It's designed to tug other ships, repair other ships. Also second contact, but no, it's set up as like an engineering ship essentially. So I had no problem with that, and yeah, they have kind of referenced it over the course of the show. So not a problem really. I mean, if you go back and watch our interview with Mike McMahon, he even said as much early on when we first interviewed him, that it's kind of a jack of all trades ship as far as that goes. Like it can go in and science things, it can go in and repair. It's set up to be a Swiss Army knife of ships, I guess. So I kind of like that was mentioned and brought back in. It didn't come out of nowhere at all, but Livik was there. I've never seen a man work so fast. Rutherford. No, there was so much great stuff in this one. It would have been cool to see one of the realities be a live action version of them. But, oh well. Overall, I was happy. I was smiling the entire time. When I first saw the Discovery Klingon at the beginning, I was like, different quantum reality, huh? That'll teach everybody. Anyway, but no, I watched the whole thing. It felt really good. It was a very dense episode, but the pacing was fantastic. And yeah, it was a little bit longer. I mean, it kind of stumbled a little bit at the end with pacing, a tad, but it was to get that final send off for everybody, which I think was fine. And I just left the episode feeling happy. Happy, even though I should be sad because it's the final episode. I left feeling good. And that's at the end of the day, that's what entertainment should do for you. And I think they did a fantastic job with this. So I want to compliment Mike McMahon and his team, all the actors. This was fantastic. Top notch Star Trek stuff. Cat Boots with $5. Thank you so much. Starbase 80 show could have O'Brien getting tortured even more. O'Brien loved the unending engineering challenges. Absolutely. Absolutely. Sovereign class Cerrito looked good. It did. It did. The change to the engines and stuff was nice. It was a nice welcome change. BJ, California class is the Starfleet version of the U.S. Navy's LCS. It's modular, so it can be modified for different missions. Lots of extra power, capacity, and sensors likely. Yeah, it sounds about right. Fleet Posh shared designing the Cerrito with Mike McMahon. There's the interview. Go check it out. Marco, what did you think about the main larger bird of prey? I assumed you'd go into more detail in a video of its own. Oh, it's absolutely getting a video of its own. 100%. I thought it was a fantastic design. It looked really good. Really good. I also love the joke that, why isn't her ship changing? It probably is, but the fucking Klingons don't like change. They just like their ships look like big birds. Which is funny, because for years on Trekyards, we've been saying, it's kind of the Klingon design motto. If it ain't broke, don't fix it, because they tend to use the same designs forever, or just upscale them in some cases. So that was funny too. There's a lot. It feels like there's a lot of here's something to throw at Trekyards in this episode. And I know Mike McMahon and his team watch Trekyards. Even the actors on the show all know us. When we walked up to them in Vegas, they're like, Trekyards, before we even introduced ourselves. So they all know us. And Mike McMahon, we've interviewed him a few times, him and his team. One time we had him and 3 others of his team on. And his exact quote on one of our interviews was, Trekyards holds us to task. When we do a ship, we want to make sure it's accurate. And one of the things that's been said a few times in our offices when we're doing it is, what would Trekyards say as to how accurate it is? So I love that. That made me smile from ear to ear when he said that. So they are aware of us. They do watch our show. And it felt like there was a lot of Trekyards just thrown at us in this episode. So 2 first officers, that's a new one for Starfleet. Yep, provisional first officers that are lieutenant junior grades. What? Lower Decks totally needs a movie now? Absolutely, 100%. Charlotte Nickdow from Mystic Quest, the Asian Australian programmer girl, played an engineer in the finale. Oh, cool. Joseph Barbato, when they went full Sovereign class, they even changed the bridge. Yep. Mark Lawrence, would Molly O'Brien be old enough to be in Starfleet by the end of Lower Decks? I would think so, yeah. Yeah. Yelwyn. It would have been great if Lower Decks was the first series with more than 7 seasons. That would be great. Mr. Captain 93, a little disappointed they didn't do anything with the Dax mind meld plot. I mentioned that we have our edited review is coming out tomorrow afternoon. We filmed that earlier today, and I said the exact same thing. So check out the edited review and join us for a live review at 4. I was hoping for a Jadzia return. My only disappointment for the show. Yeah, I'm kind of right there with you. I wouldn't say it's my only disappointment. That they could have done a few more things, but I was super happy with the way it was, so I'm not going to complain. Classic for real. Hell yeah, Trekyards having an impact. Peter Lukaku, what are the odds of a spin-off show here? I couldn't tell you. I don't know. I'd say the odds are pretty good, but what the fuck do I know? I don't know. I definitely hope there'll be a spinoff, but that doesn't stack to the odds, so I don't know. What of the Cerritos was originally an Ambassador-era ship used as a testbed for the refit of the Ambassador-class refit of 2345 or 2346, but was shelved after testing for future usage? What if the Cerritos was originally an Ambassador-class? Could be. I mean, it's kind of that age, because in the interview with Mike McMahon, he establishes that it's an old ship when compared to the Enterprise D. And you can tell by some of the design influences, it kind of feels like it's from the Ambassador class era. So, just Roberto. Well, hey, 2 lieutenant junior grades could equal a full commander. Sure. It's not quite how the military works, or, sorry, an organization like Starfleet works, but. Fleet power. No, Molly wouldn't. She'd only be like 14, maybe 16. If you say so. I don't know. I don't know how old she was. Picard maneuver. TNG Freedom Class versus Lower Decks Freedom Class comparison coming at some point. Maybe. I don't know. Destin D. If the USS Cerritos was older, the 2362 could explain why she had much older systems than all the other California class ships. Mr. Captain 93. What Enterprise do you think they were referring to in this episode, the D or the E? It was the E, because it was in the very final scene. There's a shot of the Cerritos in front of Starbase 80, and then right in the foreground is the Sovereign class Enterprise E. You see Enterprise on the hull, and it's the Cerritos right beside the Enterprise. Toyota Tacoma. I was grinning so hard by the end of this episode. I wish we had a little more time with that final status quo, but what we got was very sweet. Yeah. Again, you always want more of something like this because it was fantastic. Beck Free should be full commander. We for sure need a Captain Jack Ransom show. Yes. Hold on a second. Are you going to come in and lay down or go downstairs and lay down? Stop walking around outside the door. Lay down. Come on. Get up there and lay down. Was this the best of the season for me? I don't know. Last episode was good as well for different reasons. As I said, they're both very good episodes. They definitely prop each other up, and part 2 didn't let part 1 down. Part 1 didn't let part 2 down. Very good cohesive piece, and one good story. Okay, stop. Thank you. Just lie down. But absolutely one of the best Star Trek series finales ever. Really good focus on the crew and the ship. And that's what you want from a finale. And a fun time. Sorry, the dogs are kind of... Dot is annoying the shit out of me. Dot, relax. Just lie down. Anyhow. What Enterprise do you think they mean? The Enterprise or the Titan Enterprise? Asking for the sake of Packlet. It's obviously the Enterprise. Mark Lawrence. If they go a year per season, yeah, she'd be close. Maybe she's close to Starbase 80 as a non-com like Pop. Would be awesome to get Hannah Hate again. Raritan, whatever. I can't say your name. I apologize. I feel like between how they treat Lower Decks and Prodigy, the answer to why it was canceled is just Paramount doesn't respect animation. Feels that way, but animated are probably a lot cheaper to make. Lay down. Lucas Alex found it funny the Ascension guy returned. LOL. Seemed still afraid of the koala. Oh, oh yeah, that's who that was. Thought I recognized him. Pops into the sick bay at the end. That's funny. Thank you for that. I forgot about that. I thought I recognized him. I'm like, who the fuck is that? What is happening? Oh, it's the Cerritos. Who knows? But yeah, that's absolutely who that is. Thank you. Grant McGregor, I didn't feel this episode, but at least making the Disco Klingons not canon to the Prime universe made me yell, oh no, as in, oh no, that's a fate worse than death. Tamanook, I really enjoyed the episode, have watched it twice, noticed a lot more the second time. Yeah, absolutely. I've seen it 3 times now, and you definitely notice more the more you watch it. So, guys, hit that like button, says Lucas. Thank you, Lucas. Yelwin, the episode 9 would have benefited from another 20 minutes. Oh, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Dustin D, when is CTV Space Channel going to actually pay for new Star Trek on the Space Sci-Fi Channel? I don't know what you mean, so I don't know. Lucas, when the Doctor hugged Freeman and meowed, LOL, that was cute. It was. I love Ransom too. A little bird told me it worked some magic with our plasma. Blah, 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 blah. Was that Dr. Migumo? It was. Little bird. That's funny. Yep. I think everybody got enough to do. I like New Boimler. Mariner's arc has been fantastic. Tendies has been shit. Let's be honest. They overdid it with the Orion stuff, and then it's just Rutherford, same thing. I mean, I like Rutherford. Don't get me wrong. He was very underserved this season, but his ending is quite interesting. Dot, are you okay? Hey, what's going on? Are you all right? What's wrong? You're okay. All right, let's sit down and relax, okay? I'm sorry, guys. I remember literally 20 years ago, the Space Channel ran that commercial about TOS, TNG, DS9, Voyager, and Enterprise with the Klingons guy in his mom's basement. Yes, that is an amazing commercial. Too bad they couldn't find another role for Jeffrey Combs in at least in one of the last 2 episodes. Yeah. Team Anook, interested in that Ransom is stronger than your typical human. Or your typical Vulcan. I mean, Klingon. Oh my god. Yes, Ransom is stronger than your typical Klingon. Oh my god. How'd you get so strong? BJ, well, if Ransom has no red shirt, 2 PIP lieutenants, then 2 junior grade lieutenants as XOs makes some sense. As in many navies, non-line officers, engineers, and other staff can't command ships. So XO outranked by officers in other departments is not an issue, as they are qualified to command the ship. Yeah. Of course, in TNG, the ship's counselor was in line of command. Classic for real, $2. 2 random US bucks for Dot's sake. I'm sure she appreciates it. And of course, Scotty and TOS, yeah. The fog, it's feeling the dog, it's feeling your sadness, maybe. You okay? Anyway, guys. No, I think it's fantastic episode. Great season finale, series finale at that. And I'm looking forward to talking about it more with you guys tomorrow. Talk about with Sam. That's all I'll say about that right now. But yeah, tune in at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time tomorrow. Like I said, our edited review of this will be up in the afternoon, probably, I think, around noon Eastern Standard Time. Possibly 2. I don't know. I think it's supposed to be at noon. So check that out as well. But make sure you subscribe to the channel. Hit that like button right now if you can. We're at 60 likes, which is fantastic. I appreciate that. Do all the things and click notification bell icon so you get notified, because we have a lot of breakdown videos specifically from this episode now, because they definitely threw a lot of Trekyard stuff at us. But yeah, tomorrow's our complete scene by scene breakdown and review, and then we'll go over our final scores. And might have to give it a series finale score as well. Oh, that's kind of breathing funny. Hope she's okay. You okay? So anyway, check us out tomorrow. Tune in. Check us out on the weekend. All of the edited content we'll have coming at you. We also have a Drunk Yards on Saturday. We're going to be talking about just Lower Decks as a whole, kind of a retrospective of all the seasons. It's probably starting around 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and it'll be 3 hours-ish, not like one of the 5-6 hour ones. So tune in for that also. Just come and hang out with us every chance you get. I really appreciate you guys for showing up. You guys are awesome, but I am calling it a night, and I will see you guys, like I said, tomorrow, hopefully. So thank you all for watching. Hope you enjoyed your time hanging out with me. And yeah, Lower Decks is gone, but it's never going to be forgotten. And like the thumbnail to this episode's or this video says, one door closes, another one opens. We got a closing of the door with the Lower Decks finale, but we have an open quantum reality door, which so many possibilities. Star Trek Online is going to use this. You're going to be able to go visit it and probably have quantum reality missions. That's pretty cool. So Lower Decks is the gift that keeps on giving. So much cool stuff. And also, just before I go, the Targ Chihuahua, a Chihuahua Targ. I have a Chihuahua. That's Dot. She's the one that's acting kind of funky right now. And 2 pugs. I just love that. And the thing was always biting at her, and it turned into a clam. Interesting. Anyhow, thank you guys for watching. Have yourselves a fantastic night. I will see you tomorrow, hopefully. And if not, until we meet again, I'm Captain Foley. Have a good night, everybody. Bye.